We tried to go live on Facebook with Styles Haury, and we're going to talk to him about the outdoors, play some music, and Facebook's live feature is less than optimal. So we're going to do it over here on Instagram. So give us a minute, get in here, grab a cold one, let's go. Let's see if we can get our homeboy in here. Styles. Invite. Right. Just sent you an invite, Styles. Accept that and hop on in. Let's go. What's up, everybody? Look at all these people. It's awesome. Rogue River Ghost. Cody. Jordan. Brock. People with names I can't pronounce. What's up? Send it outdoors. All right. Let's see. Styles, I sent you the invite. So you should get it, be able to click that and get in here. Might take a second. Chesapeake Bay Fly, what's up? Let's see. All right, so Styles, you're unable to join. What the heck, man? Let's do this. Come on. Come on. I'm going to invite you again, buddy. We got to make this happen. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. There we
There
got
he is. There he is.
All right. Let me just adjust this thing.
Get all set there, man.
Cool.
You good? It seems a
there?
little glitchy on my end. How's everybody else seeing it? Yep, I can see you. How's your internet over there?
Mine's good, man. Can you see me?
Yeah, I can see you. It just got, it gets a little sketchy every once in a while. You got that internet down in the holler there.
Yeah. No, it's low sometimes, so I apologize. Yeah, I was clicking request to come onto yours, and I think you were sending me a request, and it was getting combobulated on there.
All right.
Crazy.
Well, dude, I'm happy to have you here. I think our stream is good. We got lots of folks in here checking it out. Hope everybody's doing good tonight. If you don't know already, this is our buddy Styles Haury. He is a Nashville recording artist, also a songwriter, written many, many great songs for himself and other folks. And he's also an extremely avid outdoorsman. And we're happy to be working with him on multiple projects, different things. And if you didn't know already, which you probably do since you're following us, he's got some collaboration merch on the website that you guys can pick up and help support him and us at the same time. And I'm going to stop talking and let Styles introduce himself and tell you a little bit about him.
All right. Well, that was a hell of an introduction. I don't really know if I got anything else to say. I'm Styles. Yeah, I play country music here now. And, we teamed up with Alex and the guys over at Steelhead and did some collaboration. Love their gear, love the outdoors, and I write songs and beat on a wooden box and make some music. Yeah.
How long you been so you're real passionate, you love fishing, you love camping, you love the outdoors, you've done all kinds of different things growing up. If you watch the video for one of Styles' most recent singles, Man That Didn't Know Nothing, there's lots of video of you growing up as a kid doing different stuff outdoors with your dad. It's a great song and an even better video. I think it's just killer the way it was put together. But your real passion is bow hunting. That's like your main gig, right?
Yeah, that's my main gig is bow hunting. But my whole life, like I said, I grew up in the outdoors and doing a lot of fishing as well. And in particularly Lake Erie. You know, grew up right there on Lake Erie, doing a lot of walleye stuff. So, and the steel is not too bad either. So, you still there?
Yeah. Yep. You got me? I'm still here. If you can
Yeah.
still see me.
Yeah. All right, cool. It was just glitching for a second, but yeah, dude, the steelhead fishing up in Connie, it's always pretty cool, and walleye fishing, all that good stuff. So
Nice. We got to get you out here. We talked about doing it this winter, having you come out and do a steelhead trip. I mean, I've got multiple buddies that are chomping at the bit to take you out. So we got to get you out here and do the real deal here over in the West Coast. Oh, we got Raised Rowdy Sarah in here.
yo, what's up, Sarah?
What else? Who else we got in here? We got all kinds of comments coming in. I'm yapping my gums here, not even seeing what people are saying here. So,
And it only shows me who has joined.
yeah, you can't see the comments or anything.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Well, I can see them. I'll relay any questions if anybody's got any questions and you can't see them. We got Umpqua River Outdoors, the only Quincy. Let's see. Who else we got here? Like to do like they did the old little kid show back. I don't know. You're younger than me. They used to have this show where little kids show where the lady would sit there and she'd look in the camera and go, and hello Johnny and Jimmy and Timmy and all the little kids and just name off random names and you would be like, she called my name. Let's see. Crackers 1, K Griffin 9. All kinds of folks. Cool. So not this last Christmas that just passed, but the Christmas before that, Styles and I and James Kelly, Styles' buddy down there in Nashville, songwriter, great singer too, great guitar player. The three of us wrote a Christmas song for Styles' Christmas record called Santa's Gone Fishing, and that was the premise for the shirt that we did last year, and it was a big hit for you guys. You guys loved it. You guys got a bunch of them.
Awesome sticker packs to go with it.
Oh, yeah, he's got the sticker pack.
This thing was just laying by my computer, man. I was just thinking, yes.
That's limited edition, man.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, so we
look
did
at
that,
old Kelly boy joined.
And it was fun. And you. Oh, we got James Kelly. Get him in here.
Yeah. James Kelly Country. There he is.
So yeah, we did that, and that was a good time and a real fun song that you guys can listen to anytime you want on Spotify or Apple Music, any of the streaming services. And also, I think more importantly than that silly little Christmas song we did, Styles just put out his new record. You want to tell them about the new record?
Yes, absolutely, man. So, yeah, this new record, One Life Ain't Enough. We worked on this record for over a year and really excited to be able to put these 14 songs out into the world. And like I had posted about it, every one of those songs represent a milestone in my life. And my hope is with the record that all those milestones help a lot of other people relive a lot of their memories or different milestones along the way of their life too. And the reason I started thinking about it, One Life Ain't Enough, I had the idea and I wrote the title track with David Lee Murphy, Dust on the Bottle, and one of my producers, Bobby Huff, which was, and they really helped bring the song alive. And then after I had the song, I actually was going to call the album something else. But once we wrote that, it was like, wow, One Life really isn't enough. When you're trying to fit all these different things from the time you start to the time they lay you down kind of thing. When I looking at it, like I'm 27 now, if I'm lucky, I might be halfway done. I don't know. I could die tomorrow. If you're lucky, a quarter of a life, and that's, a quarter out of 4 quarters, man. That's a lot. That's a lot gone already. So I started thinking, like, a lot of people that are listening to country music and that are my age, there has been some milestones so far, whether it was
Mm-hmm.
growing up as a kid, high school breakups, finding the person you love. Maybe they're at the point where they're having kids, becoming a mom or a dad themselves. And all that's jam packed into the new record. And like Billboard said, it's filled with moms, dads, heartbreaks, trucks, country kids, the whole nine. They jam packed it. We jam packed it all there in the record. So
Yeah, you did. You hit all the bases. That's for sure. And I love the production on the record too. It sounds really good, and it doesn't sound um, cheesy or overproduced. It sounds like a real country record, which is cool.
yeah,
You
and
know.
that was something that I would say with a lot of the other previous music I put out. Um, the sound, I was extremely focused on the sound of being true to myself, being true to a
Mhm.
lot of influences, and working with, there was multiple producers on this record that helped create that sound. Mitch Oglesby, Ilya, uh, and Phil Billy here in town. Um, that helped bring that sound that helped us make that sound and help me find that sound that's organic and true to myself. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's good. Like that's a true statement when you go back and you kind of compare it to some of your previous records. It definitely has a different sound, but um, I think it's more authentic to you than
Yeah, and
anything you've done.
like getting, it's just like anything, I would say, with any job, any passion, any hobby, if you're doing something, you change over time. Things change, like uh Steelhead has probably changed a lot since how it's from where it
Absolutely.
started. And
Yep.
that's, I like to think his music the same way, from where I started now, things are going to change or continue to change. But really, I didn't have, over the last 5 years of being here in town, I didn't have I guess, a sound that I had really, and like with COVID, it really helped me have some time to go, okay, sit back and go, it's time to find style sound. What is that? What
Hmm.
is
Yeah.
me? Somebody else wants me to sound like, not what, it is something that I truly want to sound like and something that I feel like comes from here, not so much of like, hey, we're sounding like this because so and so sounds like this, or we're doing this because this is what's hot right now. Just do what truly feels like me, and that's what this record is.
You know what? That's really interesting because I was thinking about that. In the like I don't want to go down the COVID rabbit hole, but when it forced a lot of people, or early on at least, to stop and slow down a little bit, and I noticed that with a lot of musicians, specifically of all genres, because I listen to multiple genres, but specifically the country musicians that I follow. I noticed that a lot of them were like, well, I can't tour. I can't do anything else. So I guess I'm just gonna like go up to a cabin somewhere or go hunting, go fishing, go do whatever it is that I enjoy doing, and just sort of try to connect with my audience via social media while I'm doing those things. And what it did is it sort of like pulled the curtain back and allowed the artist to be more real and connect more with their fans, and gave the fans a more real depiction of who that artist is and what they're all about. And um, we started working on all this stuff and became friends basically at the beginning of all this shit. and and
It's
so yeah, it's crazy. And so and but that is interesting. The way you put that is you put that in perspective. You're like, man, it almost like forced a lot of people to go a little bit more get a little bit more retrospective and or introspective and kind of uh, put that all out there in the world for people to see.
yeah. Well, and that's at least for a lot of the people that I was surrounded by. I see a lot of them. That's how they used it. Like, because I feel like you can, when COVID first hit, uh, we realized, okay, we're going to be in this a lot longer than we think we're going to be in this. And it started to get real where everything was shutting down and a lot of people have a lot of time in their hands, artists, and people are not out playing and stuff. A lot of people that I knew were taking that time and dumping it into the craft. You know, that's all you can do. You know, you can either sit around and waste your time and be depressed about it, or you can be proactive versus reactive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
and that's I'm thankful that I was able to do that, because I know it for a lot of people, it is like, you know, being crammed up at home, it's been, it mentally, it can get tough, but an escape for me was dumping it into the songwriting. And that was, in saying that, putting all that time into the songwriting and stuff, that I actually landed my publishing deal, my first publishing deal with Warner during COVID. And I would think a lot of that time that I had on my hands of dumping into the songwriting, it helped, you know, that helped that a lot, you know, and really forced me to sit down and write songs. And one thing very, I think interesting too, is that I got to learn from it, and especially writing with some of these older experienced writers was, and having so much time on our hands, combing songs, like instead of just writing a song to write a song and pop it out and it is what it is, combing every single line. And on One Life Ain't Enough, every song is like that. Every song, every line combed through on the entire record. Like where we would work on a song like Country Kids Do, for example. We wrote on that song 6 times, 6 different Zoom sessions. We got on there hammering that song out, just line by line, changing things. Well, this can be better and this could be cooler. And, you know, before I had never really done that, but really taking the time to comb every single line of every song and, you know, analyzing, what are we saying? Is that the coolest way we can say it? Is that the most relatable way we can say it? And is that real to ourselves?
That's so kind of leads me to another question for you. So when you're writing songs, are you kind of a one and done kind of guy, or do you typically go over and over and hone them and make them? Because I know there's a lot of folks who write, like I've heard this about Chris Stapleton when he writes, is he sits down, he writes a song, spits it out, and it's done. Like very rarely does he go back and redo different pieces. He might tweak a little something here and there, but for the most part, it's one and done. Or are you kind of somebody who goes over them over and over and then they're good?
Well, for me personally, when looking at guys like Chris Stapleton or other guys that are at that level with so many years under their belt, I think hopefully one, I can be that confident in my songwriting where I wouldn't have to comb over it again. But at least for me right now, I would probably say I'm a little bit of an over-analyzer. And sometimes you as writers, you overwrite it. You make it too brainy, or you outwrite the song when you don't need to overwrite it that much. But we naturally do that as songwriters. And I would say, so I definitely am one to comb over it like 20 times and then end up going, oh, you know what? Let's just keep it exactly how we had it in the beginning. And that was probably the coolest way to do that. Let's just go ahead and keep it.
So let me ask you about your outdoor experience. So your dad's kind of your guiding light, so to speak, when it comes to the outdoors. It sounds like he's the one who got you into doing all the things that it is that you do. Mm-hmm. One of the questions I ask almost everybody, I try to, a lot of people can't remember it, but can you remember catching your first fish? The first fish you ever caught?
Yep.
You can.
Yes. And I haven't put the song out yet, but it's called Truck I Grew Up In. I sent it to you. And
that's a great song.
Jim Jenkins Pond. The first fish I ever caught was a bluegill or a brim, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. Jim Jenkins Pond on I think it was a Zebco 33, the ones with the big covers on them, the big Zebco, like, I don't know, old school. And I vividly remember the pond. I guess not so much reeling it in, but I vividly remember the pond and being out there with our black lab and stuff. And my first fish ever, they took a picture and they blew it up. So it's in our like family photo box of me with the bluegill. Yeah.
Nice. How many kids, man? How many kids' first fish was a bluegill? Like so many,
I think
so many.
yeah.
I think mine. I think my first fish, if because I can't remember that far back. I've done too much damage to my brain. But I think there's probably my first fish was a trout on Little Grass Valley Lake in Northern California, trolling with my dad.
Really?
Yeah, just big Ford fenders. My dad with a bag of sour cream and onion chips, and his feet up on the middle center seat in a 12-foot Valco with a piece of shit old Johnson in the back, just trolling, you know, old school piece of corn on the back of a wedding ring kind of thing. Just I mean, that classic memories, man. Classic memories. That's the kind of stuff that those little details, like you were just shut up, Siri. Those little details that you put into your songs when you write, and you especially when you write about stuff like this, about the memories in the song, "Man That Did Know Nothing." Those little things that you put in there. I think there's a line that I mentioned that you put in off the song on your new record, John Deere Greentown, that is just like, I mean, perfect. Those little lines that just nail it, man. And that's probably the thing that I enjoy most about your music is from somebody who has written a song or two in their life. When you and when I listen to music, that's the stuff that I look for. You hit the nail on the head every time with those little tiny things, those little Easter egg lines that you hear, and you're like, okay, this wasn't just spit out for radio. This is somebody who put some time and effort into the craft of putting this jam together, and
Yeah.
that's a feather in your cap, man.
Well, I appreciate it. And, and I can't take all the credit. I do have to say this. I am very fortunate to be surrounded because I write songs with a lot of times most commonly two other people. Mostly it's, three people total, either in a room or on Zoom writing. And one thing I would like to think that I've been very fortunate about is writing with writers, because you find your writers that you click with and that you want to continue to write with, and you kind of find your group of people you keep going back to, and one thing that I'd like to think I've been very fortunate with is finding writers that they help me stay true to myself, because these songs I write with other people, but they always bring it back for me as the artist, saying, hey, is this something, would you say that? Does that relate to you? Sorry. Otherwise it'll keep dimming down. But yeah, so I think it's cool to have great people surrounding you when it comes to and helping you really hone in on what you're trying to say. And yeah, some of those lines in there when the other writers say it, I wow, like, yeah, that's it. You couldn't have said it any better. That's it. Bouncing around. And like you'll find out tomorrow, Alex, we're stoked to have you. Me and Dave Turnbull and Alex are getting on a Zoom tomorrow to write a song tomorrow afternoon. So that'll be awesome. I'm stoked, man.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited about it. Do you think you can get through a song without it breaking up on you?
Here, let me try. This might make.
Hold tight.
Is that any better?
Let's try that. That seems a little better. You still got me?
Yeah, I still got you.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. Well, let's bust through a jam, man. Like, give me something off the new record.
All right, here's the song. This is not one of the singles, but one of my favorite songs on the record. I think a lot of people can relate to this song. It's called "Break Up with a Memory." You still got me? Somebody said it was snagged up. Still pretty clear?
Let's ask a question. Let's ask anybody who's watching if the stream is breaking up on you or looks clear. Let us know before Styles gets going on the song so that he doesn't get halfway through kicked off. Let us know. Good. Anybody that's watching there, all good. Andrew says all good. E says on and off. All right, clear. I think it's really dependent upon every individual internet stream. So let's just and go.
Okay, cool. Hey,
All
you
right.
know what I found too, Alex, you might want to, just so it doesn't keep breaking up on their end, if you actually hit mute on your end, it should help with some of the cutting in and out, I think.
All right.
Kept our breakup on a down low around our old friends. I figured we'd be all patched up and goodbye now. It's been a month of Mondays and I still can't see no end. To beginning to when you come back around. I can break up and make up with your picture on my dash. 100 times a day, you still take me back to a happy ever after in my mind of you and me. Oh, 'cause you can't break up with a memory. Gonna break my mama's heart when she finds out that you won't be coming over anymore. That life the house we talked about's all gone now. And I'm just another prisoner of love and war. I can break up and make up with your picture on my desk 100 times a day, and you still take me back to a happy ever after in my mind of you and me. Oh, 'cause you can't break up with the memory. I can try my best to just leave it alone, but round and round here you come, and there I go. Oh, I can break up and make up with your picture on my dash 100 times a day, you still take me back to a happy ever after in my mind of you and me. Oh, 'cause you can't break up with a memory. Oh, no, you can't break up with a memory. Oh, no, you can't. Come through all right?
That came through fine on my end, man. It sounded great. Let's see. Ann Spencer says, takes me back to my first love, senior year of high school. That's what a good
Oh,
song's supposed to do, right?
heck yeah. Well, y'all check out the new record, One Life Ain't Enough. Hey, do y'all have time for one more?
Yeah, yeah. And hit it.
So this song is not on the record, but I wanted to play it because I love the song. It's a new one we wrote. Me, Mitch Oglesby, and Casey Beathard. It's called Way Back Down. And I think this song is super true. So what this song is about is be careful how you treat people on your way up, because you're probably going to see them on your way back down. And that's what this song's about. And like I said, this song's not out anywhere, but we talk so much about the songwriting and stuff, and we're writing multiple songwriters here in Nashville. And a lot of people don't realize how many songs we write in a year in order to get the right ones to put out. This is one of the right ones that I'm eventually going to put out. Yeah, but here first kind of thing. Y'all still hear me all right?
Yeah. Somebody Sawyer asked what the name of that song was you just sang, and that's Can't Break Up With a Memory, right? From your new record?
Yeah. Yeah, if you go to Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, Amazon Music, pretty much any streaming platform, type in One Life Ain't Enough Styles, it'll come up. The whole album will come up. You can check out a lot of songs and all my other previous stuff. So yeah, definitely give me a follow on the streaming platforms if you can, and anybody in the Steelhead family, give me a follow on this page and vice versa. And anybody on my page, if you haven't got yourself some Steelhead gear, you're missing out.
All right.
Granddaddy told mama, and mama told me, don't let nobody tell you what you can and can't be. Just take that mountain if you wanna be king. While you're climbing, just remember one thing. On your way up, don't you go forgetting your way back. Be proud of your side of the train tracks. Always lead just another bell from a haystack town. And on your way up, be good to everybody you meet. 'Cause there's a good chance you're gonna see them again on your way back down. Keep your feet on the ground when you reach for the stars. Count your blessings like a kid counting tips in a jar. Know your true friends don't love you for the money. And don't go thinking that you're somebody on your way up. Don't you go forgetting your way back. Be proud of your side of the train tracks. Always see just another bell from a haystack town. And on your way up to everybody you meet. 'Cause there's a good chance you're gonna see them again on your way back down. Yeah, stay the one we all love to see come and hate to see going. So keep your mind on the seed you're sowing. On your way up, now don't you go forgetting your way back. Be proud of your side of the train track. Always see just another bell from a haystack town. And on your way up, be good to everybody you meet. 'Cause there's a good chance you're gonna see them again on your way back down. Yeah, on your way up. Be good to everybody you meet. 'Cause there's a good chance you're gonna see them on your way back down.
Dude, that is a jam.
That's a brand new unreleased one right there, and like I said, a song that I really love. I think it rings very true, and I don't know, there's something about it. I just love the beat of it, and I probably should
Yeah.
have played off the new record, but I wanted to play something that, you know, just I've been fighting lately.
No, that's cool. The best, it's cool when you're excited about something and it's like you can't even pinpoint what it's like, what it really is that makes you excited about it. It's just the whole thing is killer, you know?
Heck yeah.
That's awesome. So, I think we're gonna wrap this up, dude. I appreciate you taking the time. Make sure you tell everybody what the new record is called one last time so they can go stream it on all the streaming platforms.
Heck yeah. So once again, everybody for tuning in. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate all the support. Alex, thank you guys for the collaboration, all of your guys' support and love all the time. All the Steelhead family, thank you guys so much for all the love and support y'all have shown me so far. It means a lot. And yeah, the new album, like I said, we worked a year on it, so we really want y'all to listen to it. And it's meant to be listened from song 1 to 14, so make sure you do that. It's called One Life Ain't Enough, and you can find it on any streaming platform.
And I can't stress that enough. That is an album that is meant to be listened to all the way through.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
it makes sense, you know? It's a real album. It's not just a collection of singles. It's a real album, and you can tell that when you listen to it. So I'm happy for you. I'm proud of you. I think it sounds killer. And thanks again for talking with us, and we'll do it again soon.
Hey, awesome, man. Thank you.
All right, buddy. We'll talk to you later.
Peace.